artists, it's Miss Munger. Today I'm going to show you how to make a mandala. So a mandala is sort of similar to when we made Zentangles at the beginning of the quarter, and that it is sort of like a meditative doodle. It's something you can do sort of when you're not sure what to draw or what to make, and I find that making these mandalas, and this is an example of one, it's a circular drawing. It's really relaxing and they look really cool, especially if you have some coloring materials to color them in at the end. But if not, they also look really beautiful, just black and white. I'm also going to post another video on our Google Classroom that shows a professional artist making mandalas, and hers are really complex and hers are very perfect looking. But hers are just black and white, so you can see a really nice example of ones that are not colored in. So I want to show you the few that I've made with some different materials that I have at home. So the first one is using pencil here to make the drawing, and the next one that I've made, it looks a little bit darker because I've used my black colored pencil. And finally, the third one that I've made here is just using a regular ballpoint pen. So again, use what materials you have at home. You're just going to need paper and something to draw with, a pen or a pencil. If you have colored pencils, they work really well for this activity, but markers or crayons would also work, whatever you have at home. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a new sheet of blank, just regular paper, and I'm gonna start a new mandala with you right now. So the trick of to start mandala is to start with a circle in the middle. And then when I'm using a pencil like this, I sort of like to make my mark and then go a little bit harder with my pencil and really darken my lines. And then from there, you can just sort of decide what shapes you want to make. A really common mandala pattern is to sort of do petals. So like a petal shape from your circle, but you can do whatever you would like. And then after I finish some shapes, I usually like to just make a circle around the shapes I've just finished. And sometimes in my designs, I like to sort of make another circle, and you can go really slow here. And if you're using a pencil, you have the advantage of being able to erase it, but don't worry about it being perfect. Just try to have this be a relaxing experience. I like to color in some parts of my mandalas with either the black pencil I'm using, if I'm using a color pencil, or if I'm using a regular graphite pencil like this. I like to make some spots darker. If I'm using a pen, you can do this as well. It's up to you. You really get to make your own design. Next, I want to show you what it looks like if you use some different kinds of shapes. So I'm going to do a triangle pattern as my next kind of ring around my mandala. The thing that I suggest is if you would like your mandala to look more symmetrical, which means it will look even on all sides, you can turn your paper while you're working, and that makes it easier to make your shapes more precise, but you don't have to do that. That is just up to you. You're the artist. You get to make the artistic decisions in your artwork. So whatever is more relaxing. So this should really just be a calm activity. And then I like to go ahead and put another circle around the shapes I just made. And again, don't worry if your circles aren't perfect. They're not going to be unless you have a compass at home that you can use, or some circular object you can use to make every circle. I wouldn't worry if your circles are not perfect. So then I'm going to try a different shape. Maybe I'm going to do some rectangles next. one of the last things I like to do is go back in to my mandala before I color it in if I have coloring tools. But especially if I'm gonna leave this black and white, you could go in and you can add some different patterns to some of your shapes. You can add some, just some black dots if you fill in the dots with your pen or pencil. And this kind of makes your mandala even more complex. Feel happy with how my mandala has turned out. So at this point, if I have coloring tools at my house, I could go ahead and I could decide to color in my mandala. If I'm happy with leaving it black and white, I can go ahead and leave my mandala black and white. I'm not going to take the time to color in this one because I've already shown you a few examples of coloring them in. I started to color these ones in, and I'll go ahead and finish coloring this one in, and I'll show you a picture at the end of the video of what it looks like colored in. Remember, upload a picture of your mandala to Artsonia if you make one that you are proud of, and I can't wait to see what kind of mandalas you make.